Please join me in welcoming the National Disability Advocate, author, and influencer, the fantastic Sarah Todd Hammer. Hi, Sarah Todd.
Hi, Martha. Thank you so much for such a kind introduction. I am so excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you, and we'd love to just to jump on in and ask you right off the
Yeah.
bat, what do you think of when you hear the word beauty?
Well, first of all, I'd love to give a visual description of myself and then I'll jump right in and answer. I am a 24-year-old white woman with long, straight blonde hair, and I'm wearing a yellow pink striped sweater. That's my visual description for accessibility. And then what do I think of when I think of beauty? When I think of beauty, I think of people being authentically themselves and embracing what they love, how they want to appear to the world in whatever way that looks like for them. So I think that beauty doesn't have one look, although society does love to perpetuate, certain stereotypes and certain like what we would refer to like objective standards of beauty. But I really like to personally push back at that and say that beauty is just all about being yourself, wearing what you want, what makes you feel good, not caring if other people like that or not, putting on makeup if you want to, or not wearing makeup if you don't want to wear makeup, doing your hair how you want to do your hair. I think beauty is really just all about embracing who you are, doing so authentically and confidently, and just owning all of those unique things about ourselves.
I love that. It made me think of this sentence I heard somewhere before that beauty is just you in color. And
I love that.
it gives you this way to express yourself as it's a communication tool more than it is
Mhm.
this view. Like
Yes,
there's
a
something.
communication tool. Yes. Oh, that's a beautiful way of putting it.
Thank you. I feel like we've had a lot of influences in our lives as young women who are kind of engaging in society every day. And I'm wondering, like growing up, where do you think most of your ideas about beauty came from?
Obviously, my mom was a huge influence for me. I think as many young women would say that, and that could be in a good way or a bad way. And I think thankfully for me, my mom had a very positive influence on how I view myself and my perception of beauty and confidence. My mom and I have a very strong relationship. We're like best friends, and I think that she's beautiful. And she's a very confident woman, and she loves fashion, and she loves doing her hair and wearing makeup for fun, and like not to make her feel better about herself, just doing it for fun. And so I have kind of adopted those traits from her. So she has really influenced my love for myself, my body, who I am. And I think that comes from her exuding that confidence for herself, but then also kind of transferring that to me by, telling me all the time how beautiful I am. And I think that's just really influenced how I view myself. And so I'm very thankful to have had that influence. But I also think that although my mom played a very important, integral role in building my confidence and my perception of beauty, I think that I honestly was just very lucky to just kind of be born with this optimistic personality and outlook on life, and that has given me an advantage, like some privilege, I think, in how I'm able to view myself. And I'm very lucky that I've had that, because not everybody has that. So definitely my mom, and then also just kind of my optimistic personality have kind of gone hand in hand.
I love that. I love that you have that resource, that person who was able to build you up in all the right moments.
Yes.
And you and I actually talked a bit about this before we got on the call. And we kind of talked about how our mothers really are these people that helped form our perceptions. And I kind of thought, not everybody has that experience, like you mentioned, of someone that's there, that's supportive, because they're kind of dealing with the beauty standards that were placed on them. And some people were able to kind of take ownership of that and have it be a confidence booster. But other people, like my mom, used it as this kind of tool for acceptance
Yes.
from other people. And I think a lot of that gets transitioned to us and handed down, not just from our moms, but from the systems around them, from the systems around
Yes.
us.
What
And
shaped them and then what shapes us. Yes.
yeah, and so I always like to have these little filters that help me kind of differentiate thoughts, these voices about beauty. Like, where did these beliefs come from? How do I don't know, do I actually believe this? And who benefits from me believing this? And what would I do differently today if I didn't believe this? How would I treat myself if I didn't believe this? And and I think being able to give yourself that little breath to question these standards that have been passed on to us that we observe every day is really helpful in getting us to take a step back and see our place in that.
Mhm. Oh, I love that. That's a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you. So I hope some of those phrases could be helpful for the people on the call today. Use them, don't use them, alter them to fit what you need. But that kind of makes me want to ask you, how has your idea of beauty changed over time?
I love this question. I just think it's such a pertinent question for young women, especially. So perfect for this group. So I mentioned in my visual description, I'm 24. So I am a young woman, but at the same time, I feel like a child. It's like that weird stage of life where you are an adult, you are, a woman, but you also kind of feel like a girl. And I think my perception of beauty has changed a lot, even just in the past 2 years since I graduated college 2 years ago. And so I've made that transition. But I acquired my disability when I was 8 years old. And I think looking back on that, honestly, if I were to become disabled at any time in my life, becoming disabled as a child, in my opinion, and for me, was easier than I think it would have been for me as a teen. And I say that because I think as teenagers, especially as women, beauty is a big part of our life in good ways and bad ways. And confidence and self-esteem as teenagers, it's really difficult. I think going through puberty and just growing up, and we start comparing ourselves to other girls, and especially if we're starting to date, it's difficult. And I think if I'd become disabled as a teen, that would have been even more difficult for me, because then I would have been adjusting to that in addition to all the typical teen things. But I became disabled at 8, so by the time I was a teenager, I'd already pretty well adjusted, honestly. But I did go through a lot of changes with my body as a teen that I wouldn't have gone through if I didn't have the disability at the same time. So when I was 14, I had a spinal fusion surgery to correct scoliosis, and I had my surgery done like all down my neck and most of my back, and then I have a scar right here from it on the front of my throat. It is actually kind of difficult to see. I don't really notice it anymore because I'm so used to it. But honestly, having that surgery at age 14 really helped me be more confident. And I think that seems backwards than what most people would assume, but my occupational therapist and some doctors and my mom, actually a little bit, surprisingly, were kind of trying to convince me to do all these like remedies and therapies to minimize the look my scars would have, to make them not appear as much. So I was doing like a lot of like massage therapy on my scars and stuff, and I was like, what's the point of this? And I actually had one physician say, like, Mother Nature will heal them just fine, like you don't need to do all of that. And that was so affirming for me, because I was like, thank you, I don't want to spend my time doing all of this. So interestingly enough, that experience with my scars is what made me be more confident. And I was really into wearing my hair in a bun at the time, and I wore my hair in a bun to school. My scar was very visible, And I remember walking into school with my hair in a bun and just like feeling so good about myself. Um, which again, I keep saying it does seem backwards, but I think sometimes having those difficult experiences where you're worried about things that not everybody else has to worry about can make you kind of take a step back and be like, everybody's issues are real issues. But having this additional issue can really make you be like, you know what? I love who I am, and I am glad that I've had this experience kind of make me look at my body in a new way. So I would say, long answer to that question, but that was like really pivotal moment when I started feeling different about beauty and what I considered beautiful about myself. And I've carried that with me up until, this age, like young womanhood. Like I look in the mirror, I don't even necessarily take note of this scar, even though I know it's there. And I have people ask me about it, like when I go on dates, and that happened a month ago, and I answer honestly, and I feel proud of it because it's a part of me. So I think if you ever have an experience like having a surgery or going through something that alters your body in a way that other people don't deal with, it can actually be a moment to like kind of take it back and be like, my body's really different, and that's actually really cool. Sounds cliche, but that is really how I feel.
So I love that. I was just sitting here and I'm just like in my head, snap, snap, snap.
Yes.
That's amazing. Like what really hit me was like, who is this for? What is this for? This need to fix, to repair something that you don't even see anymore because it is not representative of who you are. It is a beautiful part of you.
Thank you
And
so much.
yeah, I just think that answer was everything.
Thank you. I love telling that story.
Yeah, that's a great story, and I hope that the audience was able to really get something out of that understanding that you are exactly who you are meant to be, and a lot of beauty is put upon you. But you wear your bun, you go out there and you be
Yes.
fierce as heck.
Do what you want.
Yes. So I would love to just take a second because we live in a very unique time right now where things are really in transition and beauty, whether it be clothes, makeup, what other things make up beauty? I'd love to know what people think, what popped in their heads. Pop those in the Q&A. Maybe we can come up with some more discussion points at the end of this. But when we think of beauty, like we can't really think about it without inclusivity now. And I would love to talk to you a bit about what inclusivity in beauty means to you.
Mm-hmm. I think inclusivity in beauty means being able to approach beauty in whatever way you want. So it could be like I was wearing my hair in a bun because I wanted to, and I didn't care that it showed my scar. And that's in a way like showing like a demonstration of inclusive beauty. But I think it's also being able to access beauty from like a very literal standpoint of like being able to open beauty products, being able to use beauty products, and that not just applying to the packaging of the product itself, but like the box the product comes in, the shipping box the product comes in applies to that whole picture. And I think just considering different experiences that might not typically be considered, like inclusivity in beauty can be as simple as having a disabled model in a lipstick ad. And that is such a simple decision a company could make, but it's so powerful and really shows a commitment to inclusivity. So I think all of those things capture inclusive beauty in their own way.
Yeah. When I think about inclusive beauty, I think about the need for it. I think the stat is 1 in 4 people have a disability. And that's crazy because it's 1 in 4 people, but everybody loves somebody that has a disability. And so we all know someone that deserves that moment to communicate who they are, whether that be through lipstick, whether that be through some product for your hair, whether that be a special kind of shoe that just makes you feel fierce. Yes. And I think that some places, we talked a bit about some brands and things like that, like what was it, Rare Beauty had a big push for that. Tilt Beauty also. That was interesting. I didn't know about them, but they were pretty great.
So good.
Yeah, there is this movement to get more practical tools out there for people. And I think that
Mhm.
if there was an understanding in the beauty business that sorry, there is a market for this, there is
Mhm.
a wide need for universal design and
Yes.
inclusivity, everybody would
Huge
benefit.
need. Benefits everyone. And obviously, a product can't be perfect, but I think just showing that there's effort behind it. Like, I have the Rare Beauty perfume with me right here. Like,
Oh,
this might not work for everybody, but this perfume works for me. It's the only perfume I'm able to spray by myself out of all of the perfumes I've tried. And so I think even though it might not work for everyone, the fact that it has solved a problem for many people like me shows that that is inclusive. And so I think, you kind of reminded me like an important note is that we shouldn't get caught up in perfection, that like any effort is a good effort.
yes, I love that.
Mhm.
I always say to myself, perfect is the enemy of the good.
Yes.
And I really use that going into the world. And we just mentioned two brands because they were top of head. I wonder if anyone knows of other ones that they want to
I
share.
would love to hear more.
Yeah, pop them in the Q&A and then we'll put a
Please
little list
do.
together and get that out.
Yes.
So that way, because knowledge is also a part of inclusivity. So share it, let us know, and we'll
Yes.
get it out there to the people. So we talked a bit about inclusivity, and inclusivity is access. Access is allowing you to engage in something that makes you feel better.
Mhm.
And when you feel better, you're confident. And
Mhm.
that's my segue into what helps you feel confident on a hard day.
I think I used to like not let myself sit with the struggles I would be facing like in my head. Like if I was ever feeling upset about something, I would just kind of like brush past and be like, nope, not going to go there. I want to be optimistic. I want to be positive. I'm living a great life. I'm very fortunate to live the life I live. But as I got older and went to college and started trying to live on my own, I experienced even more access barriers in my life than I was used to. And I learned that it was actually better for me to let myself be annoyed. And so that actually helps me. Like if I am experiencing an annoyance, letting myself think about why it bothers me and sit with it, or maybe make a TikTok video about it, or writing something in my notes, or letting myself chat about it with a friend or my mom actually does me good because then I can kind of talk through the feelings and realize that I should feel very valid in the feelings I'm experiencing. And once again, I feel like this is kind of backwards to what most people would expect would be the answer. Um, but I think letting yourself experience emotion is the way to, not dwell on it too much, actually, which I know sounds backwards, but I think it's healthier to acknowledge the feelings we feel. And then that can lead us to be a more well-rounded person mentally, I would say. And so if I'm ever having a bad day, bad feeling, I just acknowledge it and I'm like, okay, this is just a thought I'm having. This is how I'm feeling today. And that's normal and that's okay. And there's going to be good moments and bad moments, and it can't all be good. So that's how I approach it.
Yeah, that resonates with me really deeply, and I wonder if that's hitting anybody else in the heart right now. Because we've done two other workshops in this series, and we talked a bit about, the fact that authenticity is an act of community. It's an act of establishing your space and not giving into this narrative that you always have to be okay for something to have a positive benefit. Like if you're having a bad day, share that, because that means people see you and are aware of what you're going through. And
Mhm.
that honesty ripples out, so it gives people space to be able to do the same thing. And
Yes.
and that's how you build community and pride, because pride should be everything you're feeling, not just the good. And so
Love that. Pride is more than just the good.
yeah. Um, so I was thinking about little strategies that people can use to kind of feel confident on those hard days. And I think about myself because I've gone through this journey, and we all have. And one thing I do is I always like to keep a little rubber band on my arm that has like little fuzzy stuff. I don't have it now because it's not professional, but I like to mess with it, and it's something for me. Like I can go somewhere to an event or to school or a class I'm not comfortable in or a job interview. And whatever, you're going through or doing in your young life, transitioning into all these big moments, you should have something on you for you, whether it's a piece of jewelry that reminds you of something that brings you joy, some type of texture, or even a familiar scent. Lavender is mine. I really
I
love the
love
smell.
that.
Yeah, it just grounds me and it makes me feel fresh. And I like to think of little words that I can use to express my style. So on days where I'm not feeling great, comfort is one that I want to be able to lean into. So I grab my favorite comfortable hoodie, and that makes me feel beautiful. That
Oh,
makes me
that's so
feel,
sweet.
yeah, everything should have a purpose. And if you can make beauty and your accessories and the things you have purposeful, it creates this intent behind them, and it makes you feel kind of like you got armor on.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and that makes me want to ask you, how does what you wear affect how you feel?
Oh, love this question. As you know, I love fashion. I am loving the outfit I'm wearing today.
I love your
Um,
sweater. I love your
Thank
sweater
you.
so much.
Thank you so much. It's such a great time for this question because today I walked outside earlier and I was like, I just feel so good in what I'm wearing because I haven't gotten to wear this sweater before. So I think wearing a new outfit is always fun too. So I'm wearing this little sweater. It's short sleeve because it's warm today, finally. And I'm wearing some white linen shorts and it really is true that what you're wearing affects how you feel about yourself. And there's a resource we'll share out that talks more about that from Open Style Lab. It's actually like a fascinating psychology concept. But when I first started noticing this, disconnect, or rather, I guess, connection between my mind and my body with what I'm wearing was in high school. I was volunteering at a hospital over the summer, and we had a uniform. We had to wear a polo shirt with khaki pants. And the polo shirt was okay. I could get that on and off over my head. I just had to leave the buttons buttoned because I can't do buttons because of my disability. The khaki pants, though, were rough. So I did a big search to find khaki pants without button and zipper that were in my size, and I couldn't find any. So I ended up finding khaki pants that fit me, but they had a button and zipper, so I had to just leave the button and zipper done up all day. And I could get them down without unzipping and unbuttoning if I absolutely had to, but it was super difficult. So all day while I'm volunteering, I'm worried more about what I'm wearing, worried I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom or ask someone for help instead of being focused on my job. And so that uniform actually, I feel like, failed in its purpose. Like its purpose was to make me feel like I'm at work, this is what I'm doing, like I'm in the right headspace. It took me out of that. It removed my focus from my job and made me think all about what I was wearing and how I just felt stuck in it. And the whole time I was there, I was like, I would feel so much better in like a polo dress that I could just easily lift up and go to the bathroom in, and I would still look professional and be on brand with what the hospital wanted. So all that to say, a good outfit that you like the style of, for one thing, but that also is accessible to you in whatever way that might look, really makes all the difference. So if I'm wearing an outfit that I feel like I can't get off to go to the bathroom, I'm not going to be having a good day. And so when I'm shopping, if I like the style of something, but then I look at it and I see it would not be accessible to me, I'm like, no, I cannot buy it because I know that I'll never want to reach for it to wear it because it's just going to affect my mood. So fashion is a big part of beauty as well. It's not just makeup and hair. Fashion's a big part of that. And I think being able to choose pieces that we like that meet our access needs is really important. And some companies are starting to have some options. We're getting there, but I think that we could definitely do better.
Yeah. I think 2026 can be the year of do better.
Yes, in every
Yes.
way.
Yeah, let's find ways to hold companies accountable for access and for comfort and care. And just ground ourselves to and remembering that style is communication, not attractiveness. It is function and expression, not something that's supposed to restrict you. And when you look at something,
Love that.
you are tying memories to it when you put it on.
Mhm.
Like for me, I have my hoodie that I mentioned, that
Yeah.
is full of happy memories, and I feel more confident. My posture is better
Mhm.
when I wear that. I smile a bit more and I feel more relaxed. So that moment of beauty impacts the rest of my day and how I engage with people. So your example,
Absolutely.
just one more step.
Thank you. I really love your emphasis on beauty and fashion being communication. Like we're making a choice when we choose what to wear and we are communicating something to people. And I think that's really beautiful and people don't always think about it that way, but it is. It is communication.
Yeah, it makes me think of this tool that I came across when I was preparing for this workshop, something called the Style Compass. It's basically a couple of questions to ask yourself when you're getting ready for the day. Um, Ask yourself, my style should help me feel like what? My style should communicate what? And I feel most confident when. So that way you can make sure that you are tailoring this to yourself, your mood, and the moment.
Love it.
And also thinking about having like a go-to formula. Like like I wore this blue shirt today because blue is my professional color. I feel most powerful in blue, but when I put on red lipstick, I am ready to party.
You're like,
And
yes.
sometimes these little things get us in these zones that feel good, and they make us that version of ourselves in the moment and help us be more
Yes.
authentic. So maybe think about two message words that you want something that your style uh, is giving to convey, whether that be comfort, feeling bold, assertive, powerful, or soft, whatever you feel like you want to give in that day. Pick two, pop it on, do it up.
Love it.
Yeah. So, what is one thing that you wish people understood about beauty?
Wow.
Hard
One
question, I know.
thing. It is so hard because there's a lot of things, but I think a lot of people think that beauty is for other people, when in reality, it is almost always for yourself. I think it definitely can be something that people want to do for other people. Like, I think it's totally valid to want to look good for your boyfriend or your girlfriend, like that's fine, nothing wrong with that. Um, but a lot of the time, people want to do beauty rituals for themselves, and that is totally okay. I think it's a big misconception I see, like, especially like if I'm scrolling social media and I'm reading comments, it's celebrities deal with this a lot. Like I see in their comment sections, like, um, this just comes to mind. I'm a big Sabrina Carpenter fan, and I'll see comments in her comment sections that are like, like asking why she's wearing certain clothes and stuff, and like who is she trying to impress. And it's like she's probably just having fun for herself. I think that's especially a thing a lot of women want to do. Like we want to do our hair and like feel cute, and um, I think that's not to say that there aren't societal expectations and there aren't objective beauty standards, and there aren't, patriarchal standards that throw all of those things on us. That definitely is an influence in, I think, especially women's beauty. But for me, when I'm putting on my makeup, I do it because I'm like, oh, this is fun. It's kind of like art for me, like, especially if I'm doing eyeshadow. It's like an art design. Like, I'm like painting my eyelids. Like, I think it's super fun. And when I want my hair like in a braid, that actually can be a bonding moment between me and my mom or me and a friend because they're braiding my hair. So beauty can also be like a friendship ritual, especially, girls doing each other's makeup, girls doing each other's hair. Um, it's really about yourself, your relationships with your friends, and that in and of itself is a beautiful thing about beauty.
Beauty is community. I really love that.
Yes, like you've been saying, it is.
Yeah. Um, I was thinking about this question myself, and I have three things instead of one that I just wanted to share with participants. It just always remember the room is more interesting with you in it. Expression beats perfection, and you don't owe beauty, you deserve beauty. And
Love that. Yes,
yeah.
deserve beauty.
So thank you for that so much. I want to take a second and we're going to dig in. And I'm going to ask you, what does taking care of yourself look like on an average day? Not a perfect one, an average day.
Average day. Okay, letting myself sleep enough. I often feel a lot of pressure to get up early, get things done. I'm not good at letting myself relax. So I would say letting myself sleep enough, but I'm a night owl, so that often means sleeping too late. That can happen. And then picking out an outfit in the morning. I don't do that the night ahead because I like to plan ahead with certain things, but planning ahead an outfit is just so difficult for me because I want to decide like the morning of like what's my mood, how am I feeling. That's why packing is so difficult for me for a trip. I can't do it. I try, but it's very difficult. Picking an outfit in the morning, sometimes spending 10 minutes in the closet, trying out different things on an average day. So I never want to put on an outfit and take it off because it's difficult for me to get dressed, but sometimes that'll happen. And I'm like, well, I want to feel good today, so I'm going to take this outfit off and put on another one. Most days I'm actually not wearing makeup. I kind of want to save makeup for something special. Like I'm wearing it right now. I have on like a Merit Beauty like little stick. It's not a foundation or a concealer. It's kind of like an in-between. And some concealer under my eyes and then a Rare Beauty blush. And then just a little bit, this is a Tilt Beauty lip balm. So when I'm doing makeup, I do it pretty simple. I don't put anything on my eyes most of the time. And I do it for something special. And then I feel extra good about myself because it's like special occasion. I'll know that something exciting is happening. And I'm usually brushing my hair and leaving it straight. Often that's it. That's all I do. And I go about my day. So that's like my average day for what beauty looks like. And that involves multiple things like sleep. I think sleep can be part of beauty because it can affect how we look and feel. So it starts with sleep and clothing and then makeup, but then also skincare is a big part of that. I do a skincare every morning and night, no matter what. And hair is a big part of that.
I hear you talking about it, and it just makes me think about like the rituals of getting ready, these processes that kind of give us space to sit and be in our bodies and to be in our mind and experience and kind of build excitement for the day. And I really love that.
It is. It's like, oh, I'm ready to start my day. Like if you have a ritual you look forward to, like a skincare, it can be more fun to like get up, get out of bed, get going.
Yeah, and I appreciate you also talked about, sometimes it's hard. It's really hard. Sometimes sleep is a challenge. Sometimes you aren't who you were last night, so you want to change your outfit to something that reflects how you woke up in the morning. And that presents certain access needs and limitations depending on what you're going through in that moment. And so an average day never looks the same for anybody, but if you can build those processes in, these minimums of this is what I can do today to make myself feel good. Or this is the maximum. I'm getting that blush on. I'm getting all this on because something big is happening today. It really just helps you get into that mindset. So thank you for sharing that. I love participants to think about what their rituals are and how it brings them joy. And big question before we move into our Q&A is, what are some small ways that we can practice reclaiming beauty?
Oh, wow. I think first thing comes to mind is allowing ourselves to take our time with our beauty rituals if we can. Not everybody can do that if they, have limited time in the morning before work or school or whatever they might have for the day. But when we can, allowing ourselves to take our time, not feel rushed. Because I think especially in the United States, we live in a very rush society. We don't take our time with things. We go from one thing to the next, and it can be kind of a radical thing to take your time back, actually, especially because Disabled people often move at a slower pace because it takes us longer to do things. We maybe can't move as fast. I think that is kind of a very radical way to reclaim beauty. I think also letting yourself wear what you want to wear and have your hair done the way you want it done, have your makeup put on the way you want it done, even if that means you have to ask for help or inconvenience someone. The people that care about you will want to help you. And that's something I really had to learn in college. Was sometimes I would be like, all right, well, I need help with this outfit, so I'm not going to wear it. And then I realized, no, like my friends, like if they care about me, like they're going to help me. And that's how I learned to get better at asking for help. And then I got to wear what I wanted to wear. And that's a way of reclaiming beauty, realizing that it's okay to need help and we might have to ask for help. So I think, in summary, just letting yourself take your time back for yourself. Don't feel like you always have to rush. If you ever have a chance to just relax and sit in it, and getting okay with asking for help and realizing that nobody is ever truly independent, and independence is overrated, that interdependence is actually the most beautiful thing.
I'm putting that on a t-shirt. I love that. I love that so much.
Thank you.
Like, participants, if there's one thing you take away from this workshop, please let it be that. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Interdependence is beautiful.
It is truly. We had talked a bunch about different things involving reclaiming beauty, and we're going to be sharing some resources after this call with everybody. We'll send an email with everything listed out for you to take a look at. And one thing I want to kind of broach for a second before we jump into Q&A is just a couple of micro actions you might want to try over the next day, week, month, whatever works on your timeline. A couple of things might be, try wearing one item that you feel expresses who you are that day, or what you care about, or where you come from, or something as simple as a band tee. That way people can see who you are. I went through a huge band tee phase.
Part of your personality, right? What's your go-to band tee?
The Clash.
I love that.
Yeah, I just like the way that it looks, and it makes me feel authentic. Like I am putting myself out there to be seen. Another thing you can do is remove one comparison trigger. Like you mentioned earlier, we are always looking at others, and ask yourself, like, I'm looking at a magazine. Who do I know that looks like that?
Yeah.
The answer is not going to be many people. Everyone looks so beautiful in different ways. Instead of comparing in the negative, compare in the positive. Someone has a fantastic nose. You know what? You have a fantastic nose.
I love that. Compare in the positive. Yes.
Yeah. Try following one inclusive creator. You can follow Sarah Todd if you're not doing that right now. But there are some great people out there doing great work, trying to create that sense of disability, beauty, pride, acceptance, and authenticity. Supporting them supports yourself and gives you really great ideas on how to get that sense of expression. The hardest one, take one no filter photo.
Oh,
take it, own it, love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Don't change it.
Don't change it, and find something about it that you think is special. Like, I think we all have one extra thing that we can say is our favorite thing about ourselves. Lead with that, own that, and find that when you're looking. Try not to look for the flaws, look for what sets you apart.
I love that. What sets you apart? Yes.
Yeah. Choose comfort on purpose. Give your style a purpose. Comfort has a function. And then style for message, not approval.
Yes.
Put yourself out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, everything. You say it all beautifully.
Thank you. And just remember that, again, useful beats perfect. Perfect is the enemy of the good. I would love now, if this is okay with you, Sarah Todd, to go into some Q&A. We have about 15 minutes left.
I would love to. I love getting that one-on-one special Q&A time with the audience. So if anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer.
Hi, Sarah Todd. I just want to thank you again for being here with us. I do have a question from someone in chat.
Yay.
And the question is, how do I stop comparing myself to others? I guess in your case would be how do you stop comparing
Mhm.
yourself to others?
Great question and a difficult question. I think honestly, we will always compare ourselves to others. I think it would be impossible not to. But one way I like to look at that is that when we compare ourselves to others, we're recognizing somebody else's beauty. And so that could be kind of a way of reframing that if I compare myself to one of my friends, I'm like, oh, I really like her nose. I wish I had that nose. I think if we look at the first part of that sentence, that's a great thing to be thinking about someone. Like, I love her nose. But we don't need to wish we had their nose to love that person's nose. And I think really when we're comparing ourselves, we're just recognizing what we find beautiful about other people. And that's honestly really cute. Like, we find all these like little things we find sweet and cute and gorgeous about other people. And reframing that to be a positive thing in that way, I think can be really helpful. If we take a step back and think, oh, like, I'm comparing myself because I like how this person looks, and they probably do that to me. And so we're just recognizing our tastes, our likes, and our brain for some reason turns them into this negative thing, but they don't need to be. We just need to kind of cut off that second half of that sentence, that thought. And if we leave it at that first part, it's actually a really pretty thing. So we won't stop doing it, but I think we don't need to as long as we focus on the good part of it.
Thank you so much. That was
Mhm.
insightful, Sarah Todd.
I'm glad.
There's one more question. How do you handle comments about your body or appearance?
I do get comments, actually a lot, about my body, my appearance, but mostly on social media because I think for one thing, people are only really bold enough to do things like that online instead of in
Yes,
person. But
absolutely.
um, also, although I don't consider my disability to be non-apparent, I do consider it to be apparent. I think not everybody always notices. Just it depends on how observant they might be or how well they know me, how much time we've spent together. So I definitely deal with it more on social media. When it's on social media, I always try to just delete the comment and not think about it too much. But I do find myself thinking about the comments sometimes. Like I'll remember the times somebody has commented, "You need to eat more." I get that one a lot, like eat more, or comments saying that I have an eating disorder, stuff like that. Um, so I always delete them. They're not worth replying to. But I do try to remind myself that I think those comments come from a larger societal issue, which in a way I guess isn't necessarily comforting, but to me, it comforts me because I realize it's like not just this individual problem that's like with me. Like it has nothing to do with me. That's why it comforts me. It has everything to do with how people view different bodies, and I know my body better than anybody else, and I know that I shouldn't be listening to random comments from random people about my body. So I can't say that it doesn't bother me because it does. But I just remind myself that it is part of that larger societal problem. It has nothing to do with me at all.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And this next question is sort of related to the last one, and you've touched on it briefly, but I'd love for you to expand on it just a bit more. What are some good ways to set boundaries around appearance or advice just from other people?
Love this question. If you follow me on social media, you know that I don't like advice.
Yes.
Um, so most of my videos, I put a big text box that says "No advice, please." I actually got this idea from Blair Imani. Many of you might know her. She's an influencer, really big on Instagram, especially she does the series Smarter in Seconds. And so she educates about disability, but also race, gender, all these different things. And she would post some workout videos on her story and put "No advice, please." I was like, I freaking love that. And so I messaged her and I was like, I think I need to start doing this. And So that's where I got the idea to put that on my videos. And what I do is if people still comment advice or ask me questions about things that I've stated I don't want to talk about, I just reiterate my boundary to them. So if they comment advice, I'll be like, no advice, please. Just tell them that. And I think a lot of people think that that might be rude, but in my opinion, I think it's just very direct. And it can be hard to stand up for yourself. But being direct is the way to do it because it's not rude. I think it also really is a good way to model for those people that they should be doing that too if they feel like they need to set some sort of boundary. That it's good to show people we shouldn't let people walk all over us and just disregard what we like, whether that's in person or on social media. So I think if there's some type of behavior that people do that you've recognized that it bothers you, then it's totally appropriate to set some type of boundary or a rule for other people and then a boundary for yourself with how to deal with that behavior, and to not feel bad about doing that because it really is a good way to protect our peace and it's not rude at all.
Yes. Protect the peace. Yes.
Yes.
And then the last question I have for you here is sort of going back to the topic of beauty, because you're very fashionable and stylish. So how can someone experiment with style without spending a lot of money?
Go to the thrift store. It's my first.
Yes.
If you have one near you, there are some fantabulous ones. I like going to local ones for fun. I went with my friend Flo in a city near Asheville last week. We went to this store called Within Reach in Waynesville, North Carolina, and they donate 100% of their profits to their charity partner that supports people in domestic violence situations, helps them get out of those situations. And there were pieces in there that were $1. And what my friend Flo actually will do is she has a lot of pieces from that store. She'll buy them for $1, sometimes $3, wear them a lot, and then give them back to the store. And it's amazing because then there's no waste. She supported the store. She got to wear this item, and she did not break the bank at all. I think that's such a great way to do it. If you don't have a thrift store to go to in person, there's also a lot of pieces on eBay. People sell really nice things on there. You can get like cashmere pieces, wool pieces for way cheaper than they were originally. Same with going on Poshmark or Depop and buying used pieces. I sometimes like to share a few things with my mom or wear some of her old things. So that's a great way to try things out. But also don't be afraid, like if you want to go buy a new piece at a store, if you can go to the store and try it on and just see how you feel in it. Sometimes what I'll do is if I think I want something, I'll buy it. I'll check the return policy first, but I'll buy it, think about it, try it on, see if I like it. And then if I'm not feeling it, I can return it. But then if I decide I really like it, I can keep it. And I didn't, miss the chance to get it in case it's sold out or something. So there's a lot of good options. I would say supporting the local thrift stores is the best rather than supporting Goodwill.
Yes.
And a lot of them do donate their proceeds, which is even better. So you're like doing a charitable act too. And it can be fun to go and see what they have.
I'll just throw in, don't sleep on drugstore brands when it comes to makeup. Mm-hmm. They have gotten really good.
Really good stuff.
Yeah, really, really solid stuff. Have fun. Get a couple of dollar lipsticks and see what makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just try them out.
Yeah. All right. So we are coming up near the tail end of this, and I want to ask you as we're wrapping up, what's one thing you would like for participants to take away from this conversation?
That you're beautiful sounds cheesy, but everyone's beautiful in their own way. That don't harp too much on worrying about comparing yourself to other people. Recognize that that is normal. But when you find yourself doing it, recognize that you're recognizing beauty in somebody else, and that they are recognizing beauty in you when they're comparing themselves to you. and that beauty is about connection with other people. It's, of course, about ourselves and very empowering for ourselves, but it also can bring us closer with other people when we're sharing beauty rituals, like doing each other's hair, doing each other's makeup, sharing clothes. The beauty is a very special connection. Yeah, I would say all of those things. I think all of those are very important to remember. And beauty is a very, it can be a very stressful part of our lives, but it can also be a beautiful part of our lives.
Yes, thank you so much for that. I guess that's where we're going to take a moment, wrap it up, sit with everything that we've learned today. I do want to let everyone know that we have an upcoming series. If you want to explore more about boundaries and self-advocacy, we'll be having a workshop about self-advocacy called Self-Advocacy 101, which will be taking place in April. We'll be sending out information about that. Sarah, Todd, can you tell us where people can find you if they want to
Yes,
know more?
so I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, same username at Sarah Todd Hammer, SarahToddHammer. And I do have a website that's sarahtoddhammer.com. And love to connect with people. I've formed really great communities on all the platforms, and always means a lot to me when people support my work, and I get to hear the impact I've made. It really means a lot. And thank you so much, Martha and Griffin and Ability Central team, for having me. This has been a blast and such a great conversation. And I really hope for all the attendees that this made an impact on y'all too.
Yes. Thank you all so much. Remember, if everybody's 1 in a million, there are 7 billion people on this earth. So thousands of people think you have great style and think you're a cutie. So have a wonderful day, and thank you for spending time with us. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.